What if I told you one of Coronation Street's darkest storylines is about to take an even more disturbing turn? And it involves a wedding that absolutely no one should be celebrating? Because that's exactly where things are heading with Todd Grimshaw and Theo Silverton. And honestly, the more this storyline unfolds, the more uncomfortable it becomes to watch, in a way that feels very intentional. Theo, played by James Cartwright, has already been established as one of the most chilling abusers Corrie has portrayed in years. We're talking about a character who doesn't just manipulate, he controls every aspect of Todd's life. Physically, emotionally, financially, even sexually. It's relentless. And if you've been following closely, you'll know this isn't just drama for shock value. It's a very real depiction of coercive control. Now, here's the twist. We already know Theo is leaving the show later this year, so naturally, you'd expect things to start winding down, right? Maybe Todd finally escapes, maybe there's some kind of justice or closure. But no. Instead, the writers are pushing things even further. Theo's final move? A forced wedding. And let's be honest, there is something deeply unsettling about that. A wedding is supposed to represent love, choice, commitment, but in this case, it's being weaponized. It's not about love at all. It's about ownership. What makes Theo such a compelling villain is that he's not written as purely evil for the sake of it. His behavior is rooted in insecurity, particularly his past struggles with his sexuality, his time in conversion therapy, and a failed marriage. But here's the key point, understanding where that pain comes from doesn't excuse what he's doing. If anything, it makes it more dangerous. Because he redirects all that unresolved anger onto Todd. And things only got worse after Billy's tragic death. That moment didn't just remove Todd's biggest support system, it gave Theo even more power. From that point on, everything Theo does feels calculated. Isolating Todd. Breaking him down. Controlling his world piece by piece. There was a moment recently where it looked like Todd might finally break free. That intense confrontation, the knife, Todd basically daring Theo to end it, it felt like a turning point. Like maybe the spell had been broken. But this is where the storyline gets painfully realistic again. Because leaving an abusive relationship isn't a straight line. There's doubt, there's emotional pull, there's manipulation that drags you back in. And Theo knows exactly how to exploit that. When Todd starts drifting back toward him, people like George and Christina see the danger immediately. They try to intervene, but Todd, like many victims, takes it the wrong way. He confides in Theo instead. And that's the moment Theo regains control. What follows is almost chilling in how calculated it is. Theo plays nice. He charms George and Christina, puts on this performance of being a changed man. But behind that mask, he's already planning his next move. And here it is. He never cancelled the wedding. Let that sink in. Even after the breakup, even after everything that's happened, Theo kept that booking. Because in his mind, Todd was never really free. The relationship wasn't over, he just needed the right moment to pull him back in. So what does he do? He blindsides Todd. Literally. He leads him, blindfolded, to the registry office. Rings ready. Guests waiting. Everything set up so that Todd is cornered into one final act of control disguised as romance. And this is where the question becomes unavoidable. Can Todd say no? Because this isn't just about a dramatic soap moment anymore. It's about whether someone who's been systematically controlled, isolated, and manipulated can actually reclaim their voice at the most critical moment. Personally, I think this storyline is walking a very fine line, but in a powerful way. It's uncomfortable, yes. But it's also shining a light on how abuse operates beneath the surface, especially in relationships that don't fit the typical stereotypes. And now, everything comes down to that one moment. A forced wedding. A public setting. A man who thrives on control. And a single word that could change everything. Will Todd finally say I don't? Or has Theo already taken that choice away from him?